I think it just was an overall great performance. I thought, like I said, we controlled the game well, and this team came out, and they showed well. So it's not like it was an easy game by any means.
Yes, people, it's your boy Forde now. A lot of things to go through today. A lot of stuff has happened on Thursday, the 27th of July. And bearing in mind this is coming out the day after, which will be Friday, the 28th of July. So please bear with me if anything has developed after this video has been put out. Now, starting off with the performance against Bradford City. Now, you saw the interview just there briefly with DeAndre Yedlin, who played a part in, obviously, our win against Bradford City. Now, bearing in mind we did play against Bradford City, the performance was spot on. Now, the only thing I would suggest is that we need to do is obviously switch up the formation, try something new, but apart from that, everything went spot on. We played our strongest 11 in the first half. Obviously, we didn't score any goals there, but we had chances in possession. And obviously, in the second half, that's when the blitz came, basically. But performances, this is what I want to get onto as well. Performances, we had standout performances from Shelby, who was pushed further forward in a captain role. We had Mitro, who came on in a captain role and scored. We had Murphy getting his first 2 goals in the Newcastle United shirt. And another standout performance as well from one of our new signings, Florian Lejeune, at the back, spraying balls around, similar to how Fabrizio Colaccini did when he was first at the club. Now, I know people are already comparing the two, and I already think that he's miles ahead. Just the fact that he's got a bit of pace on his side, something that Colaccini lacked as well. But as you can see on screen now, he has got an absolute gem of a first touch as well, something that we're going to need going into this Premier League season. Anyway, so moving on to today's rumours and suggestions of movings and shakings. But before we get onto that, in fact, I recommend everyone who went to 9 Bar to see Rafa Benitez. I'm actually quite envious. I didn't get to go and see him myself, but again, from what I hear and what I've seen on social media, it was an absolute tremendous night. I've been in his presence numerous amount of times through press conferences, etc, etc. And again, the guy can, when he walks into the room, he's just got that presence about him that people want to just sit there and engage with him. And I can see the reasons why people are coming away with it, thinking that or knowing that they've taken on so much more on board from Rafa Benitez now. Throughout the night, he was giving off information about, what's happened over the summer. He's had various offers from China and he's turned them down to stay at Newcastle United. Big, massive offers, and you can see why. When you've got a CV like Rafa's, it pretty much speaks for itself. And then obviously, throughout the summer, he's had his frustrations and he's admitted to that, things weren't going his way. He's also admitted that he's got too many players on the books, which I've suggested numerous amount of times, and we have to move them on in order to get people in. Now, notice also that having too many players on the books is affecting people coming into the club, which again is slowing down our recruitment process. But all in all, he still feels that we're on course to start well against Tottenham. And he also did say that the first 6 games are crucial, as is any other season. So it's important that we get off to a good start as well. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more lines and a lot more quotables to come from that. But again, all in all, I'm sure a lot of fans have been put at ease. And obviously, the main whole message from the night was to make sure you get behind the players throughout the whole 90 minutes. If you want to slag them off afterwards on their performance, then so be it. But again, throughout the whole 90 minutes, get behind every single player and make sure that and make sure that they know that they're loved as well by the team as well. So moving on to the transfer rumours now. Starting off with the bad and moving on to the good. The bad news is Lewis Gibson's move is complete now. A lot of people are saying, for a 17-year-old, we've got £6 million, but you've got to see it from the other flip side. Don't see it from a short-sighted point of view. We're getting £6 million up front now. Imagine what he's going to be like in 5, maybe 6, maybe even 10 years to come. He could be worth 10 times that. So I'm hoping that there's something in place, maybe a clause that we get, 20% of any sell-on fees, or after X amount of appearances, we get more money after that, because I think 6 million is going to be a snip. Because again, if they're willing to pay 6 million for him now, and bearing in mind Everton are good in terms of recruiting youth players as well, then imagine what he's going to be worth in the future. But anyway, wish him all the best of luck. The deal's done now, and that £6 million looks like it's going to be used now for the recruitment of Mikel Merino, who's going to be signing on Friday. So again, Mikel Merino, still don't know too much about him apart from he's a young Spanish midfielder, defensive midfielder, good on the ball. Rafa thinks it's pretty much a done deal from what I've heard. And again, that £6 million, which is taken from Lewis Gibson, is pretty much going to be used towards Mikel Merino's initial loan / permanent deal. So again, he's going to be through the door in the next 24 hours. And again, we're going to have another player on the books who, let's face it, we don't know anything about, but again, as the old saying goes, in Rafa we trust. Now, moving on to speculation. Speculation surrounding Andreas Samaras. Now, this rumour's not going away. I've seen it numerous amount of times now on the net. It's been reported by TV Sport, which is pretty much like the equivalent to Sky Sports, maybe out in Greece or Portugal. I haven't checked that one out, but apparently it's pretty much a done deal. Personal terms have been agreed, which is getting €2.5 million or pounds a year from Newcastle United and signing on a €15 million deal in the next couple days or so. So again, we might be signing Samaras, who is also a defensive midfielder, which doesn't make too much sense considering we just signed Merino, or about to sign Merino, but 28 years of age, Greek international, apparently that's nearly a done deal. So again, that might be the 6th signing through the door at St James's Park. Now, another piece of news that everyone's gonna be happy about, Emmanuel Riviere might be moving on. Yes, it's true, there's 2 clubs after him, a Turkish club that I can't even try and pronounce, but I think it's Osmanlispor or something like that, something along those lines, and FC Metz are battling it out to sign Riviere. Now, I don't know if there's a transfer fee involved, I don't really care. As long as he's off the books, he gets on with his career, we can move on with our lives. That's the main thing. So apparently these 2 clubs are battling out for some reason, for some strange reason, for Emmanuel Riviere. And I'm sure in his day he's a fantastic player. He's just not had that day at St James's Park yet. Struggled to get off to any sort of start at Newcastle. And obviously shipped out on loan a couple of times, and now he's come back now and he's definitely surplus to requirements. So that one's safe to say that he is off the books, as and when we can agree to sell him to one of these 2 teams. Please, please, please take him off our hands. And then the last piece of news is about Curtis Good. Now, Curtis Good, 24 years of age, Newcastle United defender, been playing in the under-23s for quite a while now. Apparently he's on trial at Dutch club PEC Zwolle. Now, we signed him back in 2012 from Melbourne Heart. People thought he was going to be the next best thing. Again, his progression's been a bit slow. I mean, I remember seeing him against Oxford United in the Cup, and again, he just looked out of his depth, and that was against Oxford United. I'm sure he made an appearance in the FA Cup as well, maybe against Birmingham City, and again, pretty much similar as well. So again, if the rumours are true and he's on trial, please, please, please take him off our hands, because again, he's not breaking through to the first team anytime soon. So that is it in a short nutshell, guys. Merino on his way in the next 24 hours. Rafa staying, he's saying all the right things. Riviere might be out of the club. Curtis Good might be out of the club. And again, we might even be signing Samaras as well. And albeit we need one more player, I think, in my opinion, a striker. But again, I'm going to leave that one up to you guys to debate that one out in the comment section below. So thank you guys for listening. As always, I'll see you guys all soon. Keep it tuned. Peace.
It's a big relief, but it's also a massive confidence boost. It's what I needed to, get me a bit more settled into the squad. But like I said earlier, delighted that I've got these goals and I can continue some form from here.